What would genuinely make the world a better place? People minding their own business. I think people care too much about what others are doing on a daily basis. I'm not talking about global issues. I'm talking about commenting on someone's picture of their lunch. You don't like it, just keep scrolling, walking, driving, etc. Just be a nice person. Smile and say hello. Hold a door open. Say please and thank you. Doing little things like that can go a long way. Treating mental health issues like health issues and not personal failings. Less time at work. Better balance between work-family life. It's really strange how much we as a society value work. If you work the bare minimum you're required to, I feel like a lot of people view you as a lazy piece of shit. Even if you have good time management and get all your work done. We should not be expected to devote our lives to work just to survive. Openness, new ideas. So many people unwilling to listen or contemplate criticism or counterpoint of view. Impartial media that reports on just the facts without added opinions or bias. Relaxed prison time. Better prisons and more time focused on rehab. This would save a lot of small-time criminals from becoming serial killers. Thinking twice before you speak. Imagining the impact your words are going to have on others. Asterisk cries and social anxiety. Asterisk. If people stopped being offended by the most insignificant things. Absolutely. And I also think the other side of the coin is important. People need to stop thinking that anyone criticizing their opinion is automatically offended. Sometimes I couldn't give a shit, but I just want to note that what someone said was kinda dumb. Not offended, just having a discussion. Strict action against people who treat their children like shit or just see them like commodities. They should be legally prosecuted and all such children should be entitled to hospitable foster parents. Every country planting, just like a shitload of trees. Yay, Middle East needs more greenery. Free birth control and sex ed for all. A reboot. Have you tried turning it off and back on again? I came here to drink milk and kick ass, and I've just finished my milk. If unscrupulous journalists and media outlets took accountability for their incendiary reporting, that's replete with flagrant fabrications and lies by omission, and had the moral compunction to emphasize commonalities rather than perpetuating the illusion we're disparate and the irreconcilable differences between people. They instigate 3 times the drama and subsequent adversity than writing the salient facts. Hyperbolic headlines, sensationalism, and wanton propaganda efforts needs to be regulated. Absolutely. What the hell happened to just reporting the facts without opinion news? This unopinionated oratory should also apply to our teachers and professors. It would make a big difference in our unification rather than promoting our current tribal culture. What you are describing is a side effect of capitalism. Your news agencies merely report what Pepe like to read. If they had some means of determining success beyond their profit margins, this might actually work. For my part, one thinks journalists do a good job and are more idealistic than our system promotes truth. I guess that's just me. Can you think of an example of some particularly bad journalism? Nuclear war. So there are no humans to harm the nature. Yeah, isn't like the radiation will poison the water. Everything made of metal, oxygen, create nuclear storms and many others. I know English isn't your first language, so I'm not making fun of you. But I just love poisson the water. Poisson is French for fish. So that phrase is pretty much franglais for, but fish in the water. Love it. It's called nuclear fallout. The most dangerous isn't the radiation, I'd say. It will be the dust clouds that would block the sunlight so all plants die and then all animals. A minuscule tiny bit of empathy and kindness. I can't believe how rare it is. People being nice. Not being a dick. You. Just be you. You're awesome and wanted. Many people can improve. Don't give people a false sense of self-comfort. People having common sense. Being kind, being empathetic, and considering the consequences of actions. Starting with the man in the mirror. Gotta get it right while you got the time. You can't close your mind. If the cancel culture we have today stopped existing in the woke leftists, for every single person to realize that the world does not revolve around them and that they can be wrong on a lot of things. If people could just understand that some things can wait, i.e. there is zero need to risk killing someone by texting and driving. Yet it is a huge problem, monsieur. Turn off the media. If people are kinder to one another, especially on the internet, it is okay for someone to disagree with your opinion. If everyone stopped demonizing each other, everyone wearing a mask in public, do something kind, anything kind, for a person once a day, whether that's giving a compliment, smiling at them on the street, holding open the door, pointing them to a store they can't find, getting coffee for them, etc. Like, smiling at someone is such a small gesture, but it can make my day if someone genuinely smiles at me. For Corona to go away. It's been doing wonders for the environment and it saved so many people. Judging by the stupid Black Lives Matter shit that's going on, the feminists who protest, and other retarded opinions, I would say that the media should not be allowed to release or post anything without concrete proof and facts that were confirmed beforehand. People today are being fed so many lies and the media just want to keep certain people upset. Like black people. Hot take. Culling of the stupid. Or you could educate them and improve the economy. I think a solid base education. People stop blaming the past because of where they are in life. Twitter and Facebook being nuked from orbit. Be kind. Be honest. Respect others' opinions. Respect other cultures and don't take things for granted. Communication would be a big one. Not just for leaders but in general. Everyone has bias, agenda. Even something simple like helping for fun. It's okay and should be nurtured. Small stuff can be talked out. In return, less frustrations. We just need people to stop littering in the streets. In my city, I regularly notice people throwing stuff and missing trash cans, refusing to pick it up, or throwing cigarette butts just everywhere. I'm starting to think that where I live it's considered pretty much normal. Imagine if everyone, at the same time, just stopped. Sigh. People need to stop littering in general, wherever you are. If people just respected each other's opinions and went on with their lives. More McDonald's and strip clubs. Clean water for everyone in all countries, and devices to filter the water. We'll have to go vegan. Animal murder accounts for 55% of all freshwater consumption. If people were less judgmental and more accepting towards others. People love to judge others for everything, even for the most trivial things. And it's honestly very annoying and pathetic. The end of greed, selfishness, and entitlement. Leaving people alone when they ask you to. I wish people would stop taking it personally. It's not that I have anything against you. I just don't want to be around ***** carrot. Anyone. ***** at the moment. I believe that if we all understood each other and respected others' views, that'll make a world a better place. If it's not hurting anyone, or especially you, then acknowledge that it's a different opinion and move on. I always worried that we kept our basic tribalism from our ancestors to the modern day. Compassion, plain and simple. If people weren't so materialistic, obviously to an extent it's fine, but if you spend all your money on designer to look rich, then I have zero respect for the monsieur. You could put that money somewhere else, such as traveling, which gives you brilliant memories and can teach you life lessons. There's much more to life than the clothes you wear and the car you have. If common sense were more common and priority was in the progress and not the money. If most people committed to cleaning up their own messes and a little bit more whenever possible, the world would be cleaner and more beautiful. People using their common sense. A common enemy coming from outer space. The only way humanity would ever get together and act like an adult. Less plastic. Be the change that you want to see. Everyone having acceptance. If people dedicated themselves to self-development and awareness, Then they could heal their traumas and stop perpetuating them in the rest of the world. Everyone being vegan, and a virgin and vaccinated. Being respectful to yourself and the world around you. Not littering. Everyone respecting each other. Shutting down all social media and dating apps. If arguments were a search for truth rather than an opportunity to show your intelligence and an assertion of dominance, then the world would be a vastly greater place. If people would stop responding to hate with more hate, it just creates a vicious cycle that is based purely out of hatred and claiming that they are doing it for the right reasons. Hate breeds hate, but love breeds love. It's the same with treat people how you'd like to be treated. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. I love that so much. Yes. And prisons should be focused on rehabilitation, not punishment, and use positive reinforcement on kids, not negative reinforcement. Focus on positive and building people up instead of tearing them down. Punishment can cause trauma responses. Understanding can cause growth and rehabilitation. If nobody was judged at all based on their skin color, sex, religion, or sexuality, just people, no corona, ending racism and sexism and basically all that kind of discrimination. No more Nestle, fuck Nestle, fuck Nestle. Empathy and people being less self-centered. Of course, you have to love yourself. But so many people fail to consider others. If people cared about others, there wouldn't be people pretending to be homeless and more people would actually be helping the homeless because they don't doubt whether they're homeless or not and also empathize with them. For example. Plus a lot of worldwide governments and rich corporations are based in greed. And many people think that it's fine to use taxpayer money to paint a private jet. But it's insane an entitlement to give free school meals to poor children. If everyone naturally had very high empathy and looked after one another, a lot of world problems would actually disappear. The abolition of religion, money, the idea of nations. I truly believe that living as equals and sisterhood is the best thing we could do. That and, obviously, stop killing the planet, each other and the rest of species. Where will you draw the line? If cinemas, holidays, theme parks, all become free, everyone will go to them instead of doing their jobs. If all the politicians over age 50 up and died, like tomorrow. If people didn't think they're always right, or decides not to listen to what the government and/or scientists say. Cough anti-vaxxers and people who think they don't need a mask. Cough. People embracing how going paperless with tablets and laptops instead can really reduce paper waste. I feel strongly that writing on endless sheets of paper is very bad for the environment. I had boxes of old worksheets that never helped me. E-books are superior to paper books. More flowers and plants. Not only are they extremely important for the environment, but I think it would boost everyone's moods. I know it would at least boost mine. About 5 billion less people. 4 billion is the max limit of Earth, we're double that. I'd be fine being one of them. Firing everyone associated with the American justice system is you're restarting from scratch. If even a little rot is left, it will spread. Make the new mission of the judicial system the safety and welfare of the citizens who find it. Implement heavy oversight so those that are sworn to serve and protect do so or face a greater punishment than a regular non-law citizen. If companies couldn't exploit tax loopholes, other counties, and their consumers, basically, are, fuck Nestle. People thinking more communally rather than individualistically. If you were in a world or society where you knew that your neighbors and strangers generally saw you as an extension of themselves and that your well-being was tied to their own and so there was deep empathy, what a world, versus having to compete or grab what you can or see others as threats or an obstacle and so you have to be on the offense or suspicious or scheme to get things done. The world would be a much different place if there was a more ingrained culture of support and genuinely seeing people as equal and as valuable as you, and many of the issues from political financial, religious, etc. would be much different if that was the framework. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.